Welcome to Mason Cable Network and Access GMU. This is Alex Griffin, and today we are going to be interviewing Ashley Cook with the president of George Mason's PRSSA. Ashley Cook is a senior, and she is the president of Mason's chapter of PRSSA, which is the Public Relations Student Society of America. So Ashley, thank you very much for agreeing to meet with us.
Of course.
I'm excited to do this interview. So if I can, I'll just go ahead and start then. What I'd like to know, what is PRSSA, and how did you first get involved with this organization?
PRSSA is a student-run event chapter that focuses on a lot of networking and career building and undergraduate preparation for the professional world, and we do a lot with DC area employers. We have events that help students get internships and jobs lined up.
Excellent, excellent. So can anyone join PRSSA?
Yes, anyone can. It's open to all majors. We have graphic design majors, some art history majors or minors, just across the gambit, but anyone can really gain experience from it because communication is a field that everyone needs to know a little bit about, and PRSSA touches on professional building across the board.
I can certainly agree with that. Well, and that's nice to know. I had assumed with the public relations aspect that it was only for such individuals. So how did you then get involved with it? Like what brought you to PRSSA?
So I got involved freshman year, first semester of freshman year. The chapter during that time spoke in a class that I was in, and I was a PR major, but I had no real idea what I was majoring in. So I figured what better way to get involved than to join an org, and it all went from there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with you as the president. So you started out, I was doing some research, you were the social media liaison?
Yes.
Was that your first year then?
That was my second year.
Okay.
So at the close of freshman year, I interviewed for that position, and so my following year, I was the social media manager for all of their social media pages.
I'd say that's pretty impressive right off the bat. So then, with you being the president of PRSSA, what are some of your responsibilities and things that you're required to take care of?
President is a lot like a manager or like a team captain, and honestly the rest of the e-board, they work so hard. They are critical in making the president's job easy because they put in the hard work, and my task is really just to make sure that they're on task. So I like to think of us all as equals, so I like to share the load with them, and if they need a helping hand, I'm always there. But yeah, I just like to keep everything organized and on task and make sure we're being as efficient as possible with running the chapter.
So you would say logistics and organization are definitely key characteristics for a president of PRSSA.
Exactly, and we're essentially the face of the chapter, so I do a lot to communicate with other chapters, and I speak with our advisor one-on-one a lot, and sort of serve as the overall face of the chapter.
Well, that's not a bad thing. So in my research into PRSSA, I noticed that there are annual dues required in the amount of $70.
Right.
To me, this seems a little high, especially for college students. What is the justification for that amount?
I always tell people that it should be worth its weight double, because the experience and internships that I've gained solely from being in this org have been absolutely crucial for my undergrad career. And I mean, you come into college most of the time with no network and no connections, and we're in DC, which is just such a hot spot for PR professionals, and this org has really made it impossible to not have a network, and the connections that you make through it are really something that's unique to the organization, and you can't really do that on your own. So the $70, it's for the whole year. You get out of it what you put into it. The more you volunteer, the more you attend the meetings, the more you'll grow and gain from it.
I think that's how anything is, you know. It's
Right.
all how you choose to involve yourself.
Right.
I can totally understand that, and that makes sense to me. But let's say there's an individual who is completely interested and wants to join, but can't afford it. Is there a way to accommodate them?
There absolutely is. While the dues aren't a George Mason requirement, they are a national requirement, so we can't really control that. There are ways to be involved and still get some good resume building experience through volunteering at our events or through coming to our meetings. Our meetings are open to anyone, not just members.
That's good.
So absolutely, you don't have to be a due-paying member to be able to get good experience from the chapter.
Well, that's excellent news. You know, not all of us can afford that, so it does make me positive or hopeful, because in my research of you, have found lots of good things that I can only assume came from this. Unfortunately, though, I feel like this is all the time that we have for today. I would like to close, I'd like to thank you, Ashley, for joining us today. You are the president of GMU's PRSSA, and we hope you've enjoyed our interview. And I'm your host, Alex Griffin, for Mason Cable Network and Access GMU. Stay beautiful, Patriots.